The Russian invasion of Ukraine in the spring of 2022 shocked the entire world. I was personally affected, as I had already studied in Russia for 6 months then. It would have been another 6 months, but because of the war, I had to leave early and leave my friends, as well as St. Petersburg behind. After arriving in Germany, I actively followed the Western media coverage and often heard that a majority of the Russian population supports the war. I wanted to investigate this claim and interview Russian citizens myself, free of prejudice. For this, I traveled to one of the easternmost points of Europe, to a city called Narva, where 95% of the population are ethnic Russians. This city in eastern Estonia is separated from Russia by only a 50-meter-long bridge. Whether the Russian people support the war or not, you'll find out in this video.
Let's go!
Welcome friends from sunny Senasilame. Today we're heading to the Estonian-Russian border in Narva. Let's see what will happen. Follow me. Now we're walking back to the bus first. I found a random coffee place here. I'm actually hungry. Maybe we can grab something to eat before we leave, guys. Hey guys, I ordered a chicken pizza. This is terrible. That's hollandaise sauce, a thick sauce, hollandaise sauce. No cheese. I'll eat this now, then we'll continue. Okay guys, now I've got myself had pizza as a treat. It was tough. I think putting hollandaise sauce on pizza is just criminal. But yeah. Now we're heading to Narva, feeling refreshed. You see, here it goes towards Narva and then straight ahead to Vivikona. I can't show you Vivikona in the Estonia series due to time constraints. But Vivikona is a ghost town, so for everyone who likes that kind of thing, Vivikona is my recommendation. But now we're heading to the eastern border to Narva, and back there is already the bus station. Okay, we have arrived. Friends, what I'm telling you for the first time is that a few years ago, during my bachelor's studies, I also studied in Russia for a semester abroad. Since then, I haven't been able to return to Russia because of the invasion. I really enjoyed my semester abroad and the language. And it's such an intense feeling to be in a place that is actually Russia, outside of Russia. Because as I said, when 90% of the people in a place are ethnic Russians, that's pretty intense. Exactly, that's what I meant. And the Kranitsa Mesh is sort of Russian, right? Yeah.
That's the mountain. The mountain used to be called the Mountain of Friendship. The
mountain?
Not Serbian. German.
Well, I see. Can I ask how people feel about it now? Are things okay in Estonia since there are Russians there?
What do we need to clean? Someone goes to get groceries, others go for whatever they need. They go to the bank, they go to the post office in Russia.
Well, the relationship is normal.
Of course.
It's normal. Okay, friends, we've arrived. You see, back there is the Russian flag. This bridge connects Estonia with Russia. And this place is exciting, guys, because Estonia, as a Western, progressive European democracy, meets here with a country that is currently ruled by an autocrat or dictator. A country that is currently at war. And the whole thing is only separated. The whole thing is only separated by a bridge that is 100 meters long. This city is called Ivanovgorod. Here is Narva. You see the Estonian flag, and there you see the Russian flag. And yeah, guys, I think there is almost no place in the world where the tension between two ideologies clashes so intensely. Communism, socialism, maybe today, I wouldn't say it's exactly like that anymore, but something in that direction. Communism meets capitalism, meets democracy. What I also find interesting is that right now Russia is seen in such a negative light. There are wonderful people living here. In Estonia, 90% of this city's residents are also Russian. But for decades or even centuries, they were ruled by thieves, by swindlers, by criminals. And so we're only 100 meters apart, but we have two completely, how should I say, complicities. Two completely different realities of life that collide. Guys, I actually want to ask people here what they think about the Russian-Ukrainian war, but somehow I'm really tense, like I'm about to approach a girl. I'm not sure, but since the topic is tricky, there's some nervousness. But I can't just sneak off to a corner like in Estonia, so I'll try to ask someone right away. Excuse me, I'm looking for people I can ask questions to as a journalist. Would you like to participate? I can tell you like this, but not on camera. The Russian-Ukrainian conflict, the war.
No, you don't need to defend yourself.
Okay, friends, behind me is a team of journalists who are filming exactly the same thing as I am. They're asking people what they think about the conflict because it's so close. But they said they've already asked a few people. But I'm still looking as well.
Like most people, I'm against this conflict. Both sides are responsible, as people say. You have to look here and there as well.
Okay, thank you. I got an answer, so he didn't want to be filmed, but I don't know. I didn't film everything. I've now asked 4 or 5 people, haven't gotten any answers yet. What do you think? What percentage of the people here are Russian? Russian?
I think it's 95%.
95%, yeah. And what do you think? How do people feel about Russia?
How do people feel?
Yeah, it's normal, because there are Russians here. Normal. You know, in Tallinn I have a Russian consultant who relates to Russia.
Let them be against Russia. I don't understand why they are against it. I think the news writes, you agree, that 100 Russian and Belarusian athletes should not be allowed to participate in competitions.
Yes.
Do you believe in that? I don't. Me neither. What does a Russian athlete have to do with it?
You know,
What was celebrated in Ukraine with tanks? I never understand that because I'm not Russian. Finn. Me and whoever told me that? No one ever told me about this.
all right.
We always lived together in Narva in harmony all our lives. Germans and Russians and Finns and Estonians. There's everyone here.
Yes.
We all live together peacefully without name calling. Everyone is fine. Let them do whatever they want there.
Thank you. That was actually a good answer. What? Very emotional. She also mentioned in the interview that she considers it, quote-unquote, an outrage that Russian and Belarusian athletes are not allowed to participate in competitions. I always thought that was quite a measure, too. I didn't quite agree with that. This exclusion of individuals who, per se, don't necessarily have anything directly to do with the situation. If they support the whole thing publicly, I think you can ban them. But if there's a rejection of that, to ban athletes, but tell me your opinion in the comments. What do you think about it? And for example,
How do they feel about it?
for example, the Russians in general?
Listen, we've reduced everything now. There used to be a lot. There used to be a factory. There were 12,000 employees and they all spoke Russian and Estonian. But we all had each other because we all worked together. After the war, everyone was passionate. Everyone wanted to comfort and calm each other somehow. Now my heart aches so much for people. Why did they start this war? Why did they do this, right?
Yes.
Guys, during interviews like this, I look into the person's eyes, not at my camera, and hold it against my body. And because I'm so tall, I'm over 2 meters, when people are so small, my outtakes from these interviews or the conversations with people, because of the angle and everything, guys, it's a disaster. I'm really sorry about that, you know? Okay. The last few meters up the mountain to show you what I want to show you. When you make YouTube videos like this, one thing nobody tells you is how much you actually walk by the end of the day. Crazy. Okay guys, we're almost there. Whew. Here are the gates. Krepost Germana? The Manche Castle. And now it comes. I'm a little bit afraid right now that the last Lenin was removed because of the invasion, that now we have the very last one, in all of Estonia, so to speak. We have removed... You know where Lenin is. I wanted to see Lenin.
Lenin? Yes.
Because I read that he was here.
But he was moved. He is now in another district.
Because of the war? No.
Because of the reconstruction work in the building, that's why he was moved.
Understood. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Guys, you heard. The last Lenin was, well, moved, so to speak, to a new city. I asked, was it because of the conflict? They said no, in general, because everything here is being rebuilt. You can see that too. An adventure also has to end in defeat sometimes, guys. I'll tell you why I wanted to show you this. Because all of Estonia said, we want to break away from that. We want to destroy these statues. And Narva was the only city that said no. Because the people did, yes, they started an uprising. They resisted it. They said, we want to keep this part of our history here. Of course, 90 Russians live here. And they managed to get it through. It had to be removed from the city and was transported behind the castle walls. And it was the last memento of that time of the Soviet Union, and that's what I wanted to show you. Because the Kalna rotated through all 15 countries of the Soviet Union. Estonia distanced itself most from the Soviet Union. Finding something like this in this country feels even more special than elsewhere. Thanks for watching. I hope you still enjoyed it. And I'll see you next time. Bye, and thanks for watching, guys.